Hey YouTube. If I look rather hot, it's because I am. It's really hot out today, so you have to forgive my sweat. Just a couple of quick points about my last video. I'd received a few comments in this comments section and a couple of private messages with regards to the absolutes. And the point that I was trying to make in the video is not that there are no absolutes. It's just that they have a seeming need for absolutes, and that most of the real absolutes are axiomatic. They're math. They don't really, they don't have a lot of utility in our everyday lives. And that was the point that I was really trying to make, is they seem to be very, very focused on absolutes when most of us don't have to deal in absolutes in our day-to-day lives. It's just not the way things are. But I was not saying that there aren't absolutes. So I think that's kind of important. That's the first thing. The second thing that I wanted to talk about is I mentioned in the video that Cy ten Bruggencate especially asks, who is your ultimate authority? Are you operating under your own authority? Are you, scriptural authority, biblical authority, God's authority? And I never really said what I think is going on there. And I think it's basically second verse same as the first. I think it's very similar to the need for absolutes. It's a cop-out. It's actually intellectual laziness, because of course at that point you can just dismiss any counterclaim out of hand, putting on your God glasses, right? It's sort of a Jesus take the wheel mentality, and it takes all the mental work out of it. Now, why is this? I'm not sure. I know there have been some studies done on the genetic links to religiosity. It's possible that there have been some environmental impacts on certain individuals, maybe when they were in their developmental stages. Taking responsibility brought with it some sort of negative outcomes, negative impacts. And, in any case, I can't really be sure, but it just seems to me that having your absolute authority as someone other than yourself is a way to abdicate your responsibility for the outcome. And I still think it's a bad idea. Even if God exists and is omniscient and omnipotent, he still doesn't have to live your life. You do. And so, deferring to someone else's authority, I think, is a bad idea. Even if you were to still follow the Christian doctrine, if that doctrine is true, if that is a description of true reality, then you should be able to follow your own authority and assess the data, and make your decision. So anyway, I just want to clarify those couple of things. I hope everybody has a good week. Thanks for watching. Oh, and one more thing. At the risk of feeding the trolls, I just wanted to make a comment about one of the people that have been posting on my channel pretty much since I uploaded the first of my presuppositional apologetics videos. And I think his name is John Laun, L-A-U-N. And John, if you're watching this, I'd like to address you directly. And I just find it interesting to note that I've engaged with John early on, and I've seen him engage with a few other people on my channel. And John is like this Energizer bunny who just keeps hammering the same mantra over and over and over. Please, let's try this again. Apparently I talked too much. I ran out of disk space, so we'll start this over. So like I said, John has been this Energizer bunny who keeps talking about, please demonstrate your naturalistic worldview and account for truth with using a syllogism with true premises, or you know nothing. And it's just over and over and over again. And John, like I said, I want to address you directly. This is really very much the same as the presuppositional apologetic. If the end goal is to convert hearts and minds, win hearts and minds, you're getting nowhere, right? This is antisocial behavior. You came off like that with me right off the beginning. You can't talk, right? You can't just talk like two human beings talking. You've got to just continually hammer, hammer, hammer. And I'm sure you've probably dealt with atheist trolls on other channels and that sort of thing. And so maybe you're defensive, I don't know. But I just got to tell you, most of the people that I roll with or have talked to on YouTube aren't that way. They're actually willing to discuss and converse. I would think of one guy in particular that really strikes me as interesting is the unconventional pastor. And yeah, he's not a fundamentalist, right? But he's someone you could actually talk to and you could converse with as a non-believer to a believer, and actually leave the conversation feeling like you weren't didn't have a projectile shoved somewhere, or that your forehead is sore from beating against a brick wall. I've had friends like that too. Once I drove, I went a fishing trip with a friend of mine who's a Christian, and we drove for like 2 days and spent a whole bunch of time together, and we talked about philosophy and religion and all of that stuff the whole way. Neither one of us believing the same as the other, but it was a very fulfilling experience. And we both at the end really said, hey, you know, I'm really glad we had all those talks. I really feel good about what we, you know, the ground we covered. And it made me think, you know, in ways I hadn't thought before. And you really rob yourself of that opportunity by continuously hammering this thing. You're not proving anything to anybody by demanding that they produce these syllogisms. So, hey, keep it up if you like, but you know, the definition of insanity, right, is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting different results. So I just wanted to put that by. You're welcome to continue on my channel as long as you don't claim that you've converted people. You know what you did. Anyway, thanks everyone. Take care.